To enrich the House of Danar Hadi's concept, in this complex has been built an awe-inspiring museum to exhibit more than 700 collections of aesthetically rich batik from various eras. Its interior is artistically decorated, presenting a gallery that not only resurrects its visitors' memorable experiences, but also brings their imagination into another level of the spellbinding beauty of Indonesia's heritage. Museum Batik Kuno Danar Hadi has received numerous awards, one of which was presented by the Record Museum of Indonesia in 2005 as the Batik Museum with the most complete collection in Indonesia. In the Dutch colonial era of Indonesia, flourished batiks that were made from 1840 to 1940 by Dutch women who lived in Pekalongan and were helped by talented Javanese craftsmen. The batik patterns reveal Dutch influences with decorative motifs of flower, bouquets, birds, and even adapt folktale themes which incorporated various colorful colors. Despite the fact that the Chinese were migrating to Java earlier than the Dutch, Chinese batik flourished approximately a decade after Dutch batik first appeared. Before 1910, Chinese batik used Chinese mythological stars for decoration. It was made in lasem and usually for religious ceremonial purposes. After 1910, Chinese batik patterns changed to flower and bukatan patterns. During the Japanese occupation of Indonesia from 1942 to 1945, batik became influenced by the Japanese culture known as Jawa Hokokai. In the 17th century, along with the teaming visit of Gujaratis from India to Java, a significant contribution to Indonesian batik enhancement was made. Batik craftsmen from various areas in Java assimilated India's decorative woven patterns, which were then also developed in Sumatra. Batik keraton was first developed in the 17th century after canting tulis was invented. The trademark of this Japanese keraton batik is the influences of Hindu-Buddha culture in addition to Javanese and Islamic influences. In general, there are 4 types of keraton batik: Kasunanan Surakarta, Kasunanan Yogyakarta, Pura Pakualaman, and Pura Mangkunegaran. The decorative arrangements in these patterns constantly follow meticulous principles and have great philosophical significance as a result of this cultural assimilation. The Vintage Batik Gallery of Danar Hadi has a historically valued and priceless batik collection. The Dodot Parangkesit, which was an antique attire worn by Sunan Pakubuwono X during his wedding ceremony with Gusti Kanjeng Ratu GKR Hemas from Kesultanan Yogyakarta. As an amazing work of art and the attestation of affectionate care to preserving batik and its impact to society, Danar Hadi Batik exists as the outcome of struggle, diligence, and sincerity that emerged from 3 generations. Such an effort deserves a celebration for the history of Indonesian batik development. Batik finally broke through the conventional keraton wall. These keraton-influenced batiks reached other keraton-related areas such as Cirebon, Madura, and Banyumas. Batik Saudagaran and Batik Petani are 2 types of batiks that developed mutually as a result of the era's milieu. Since the demand of batiks for the people were not resolved by keraton's domestic production, these batiks were ordered from traders that were not affiliated with the keraton, made by the peasants when they were not working at the field. Consequently, batiks were requested to fulfill individual tastes, and thus new patterns came into view, representing traders and peasants who were also making batik for themselves. After Indonesia gained its independence, there emerged a particular batik style that was promoted by the first president of Indonesia, Sukarno. This batik symbolized art and culture as a national identity, as well as the voice of Indonesia's unity in diversity. Indonesian batik transformed into a unique blend of traditional keraton patterns with the pesisiran process. Therefore, Indonesian batik is capable of stimulating batik artists into creating newer patterns with various features, styles, and beautiful colors.